I do have a letter
Okay.
that we've been sitting on for a little bit. It's called A Green Berets Unlikely Lifeline. How SM Popp twice pulled me back from the brink.
All right.
Does that count as two? He says, looking back on my life, feels like a collection of stories ripped from the pages of an action movie, a war documentary, and medical drama all rolled into one. As a retired Green Beret, a sergeant first class whose name I'd rather keep private, I've seen things, done things, and endured things that most people can only imagine. But within that tapestry of intense experiences, there are threads of darkness that linger, moments when I felt utterly lost and on the verge of succumbing. And surprisingly, there's one person who, in two very different ways, helped pull me back from the edge each time: the Popster. The first time was during a period I'd rather bury deep, a chapter I can't fully erase despite my best efforts. I was on convalescent leave, medically retired from service after one too many deployments and physical traumas. To put it bluntly, I was a complete wreck. The physical pain was a relentless tormentor, a dull, throbbing ache that never truly subsided.
I know exactly how that is.
It was a constant companion, a grim reminder of the sacrifices that I'd made and the battles I'd fought, both seen and unseen. But the physical pain was only half the story. Emotionally, I was shattered. The experiences of war I had left the experiences of war had left scars that ran deep, invisible wounds that festered and poisoned my soul. I was haunted by memories, plagued by anxieties, and consumed by a sense of isolation that felt suffocating. Medications they prescribed, a cocktail of SSRIs, antipsychotics, and opioid painkillers, were supposed to alleviate the suffering, to dull the edges of my trauma. Instead, they felt like they were turning my brain to mush and leaving me trapped in a fog of disassociation, disconnected from myself and the world around me. I was spiraling downwards, lost in a vortex of despair. The fog thickened, the pain intensified, and the darkness deepened. It got so bad that I started contemplating the unthinkable, entertaining the idea of ending it all. I won't delve into the specifics, but let's just say I was standing precariously on the edge of a very bad decision, staring into an abyss that seemed to offer a twisted kind of solace. Then one day, in a moment of listless desperation, I found myself mindlessly scrolling through YouTube, desperately seeking some form of distraction, anything, to momentarily escape the crushing weight of my existence. And that was when I stumbled upon the video Purple Heart's Final Beat. I still don't know what compelled me to click on it, what mysterious force guided my hand, but I did. And as I watched, something profound shifted within me. I can't fully articulate the power of that moment, but the raw emotion in Pop's voice, the unflinching honesty in his words, the sheer force of his message, it resonated with me on a level that I hadn't thought possible. It was like a jolt of lightning that cut through the fog, a beacon of hope that pierced the darkness. He spoke of his own struggles, his own battles with pain, loss, and despair. He spoke of finding truth in vulnerability and of embracing hope in the face of hopelessness. And as I listened, I realized that I wasn't alone, that my pain, however unique it felt, was part of a larger human experience, that others had walked this path before me and found a way to survive, to heal, to find meaning in the midst of suffering. It made me stop and think, to reconsider the path I was on. Maybe my problems, as overwhelming as they felt in that moment, weren't insurmountable. Maybe they weren't worth throwing everything away for, abandoning all hope of a future. It sounds dramatic, perhaps, but in that fragile moment, that video was a lifeline, a small but precious sliver of hope when I had none. It reminded me that even in the darkest of nights, a single spark can ignite a flame. Driven by a newfound sense of purpose, I embarked on a mission to connect with Popp. It was a long shot, I knew, but I was determined to express my gratitude and perhaps seek his guidance. After some persistent digging, I managed to find a way to contact him. To my surprise and immense relief, he was incredibly kind, compassionate, and understanding. We talked, shared our stories, and he listened with genuine empathy. He even gave me a number within his regiment of those he had helped, a testament to his dedication to supporting his fellow vets. This was years ago now, and honestly, neither of us can even remember what that specific number was.
He's probably in the 115.
Yep. His new official number is 560.
Okay.
I have to say, yeah. Yep, number 560.
All right.
All right.
That was a good letter, man.
Yeah, oh, there's more.
Oh, okay.
So, but the fact that he took the time to connect with me, that he offered his ear and his support, that alone made a profound difference. It was a turning point, a catalyst for change. I started to climb back slowly, painstakingly, but steadily out of that dark hole. I sought professional help, weaned myself off of the debilitating medications, and began to rebuild my life brick by agonizing brick.
Yeah.
It was a long and arduous process, but I persevered, fueled by the memory of that video and the kindness of a stranger who had become an unexpected friend. Years passed, and I thought I was finally on solid ground, and the worst was behind me. I had found a sense of purpose in my retirement, dedicating my time to helping other veterans navigate the challenges of transitioning back to civilian life. I'd even started to find joy again, reconnecting with old hobbies and forging new friendships. Then came the second blow, a devastating diagnosis that threatened to shatter everything that I had worked so hard to rebuild. The doctor told me I had cancer, small spots on my lungs and pancreas, lurking like silent predators waiting to strike. It felt like the ground was collapsing beneath my feet, the hard-won stability of my life crumbling into dust. The fear and uncertainty flooded back, threatening to drown me in a sea of despair. The familiar darkness crept in around the edges, whispering insidious doubts and anxieties. I started treatment, but it was grueling, a brutal assault on my body and mind. The prognosis wasn't exactly encouraging, the doctors offering guarded optimism at best. That's when I remembered Popp again. His voice, his message, his unwavering spirit. In a moment of desperation, I reached out to him, not knowing what to expect. He didn't hesitate to respond, offering words of encouragement and support. But then he shared something with me that, well, it changed everything. He told me about some recipes that his friend had given him. Recipes his friend had used to fight his own battle with cancer.
Goat belly.
He called it Jedi juice, a somewhat whimsical name for a concoction that held the potential to be a powerful weapon in my fight. I was willing to try anything at that point, and I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. So I started making the Jedi juice, meticulously following the instructions and sourcing the ingredients. I also learned how to make quinine, another element that Popp believed could be beneficial. It wasn't easy. The Jedi juice tasted, to be honest, pretty rough. A potent blend of bitter herbs and pungent spices. The process of making quinine was time-consuming and demanding, but I was determined. I took both of these things every day, religiously adhering to the regimen. And then something incredible happened. About 4 weeks later, I went back for scans, bracing myself for the worst. But the results were astonishing. The doctors were amazed, bewildered, and, quite frankly, a little dumbfounded. The spots on my lungs and pancreas, gone. Boom!
Wow.
Completely vanished. They couldn't explain it. They ran more tests, double-checked the results, but the outcome was the same. The cancer was gone. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to tell anyone that this is the cure for cancer. I can't offer any guarantees or make any claims that haven't been scientifically proven. But for me, in my experience, something remarkable happened. I believe that the Jedi juice and the quinine, combined with the conventional treatments, played a significant role in my recovery. I still make and take quinine every single day, a ritual that has become an integral part of my life. I'm also fortunate that the VA now prescribes me ivermectin, another medication that I take daily, hoping to keep the cancer from ever coming back. It's my way of fighting, of staying ahead of the game, of taking control of my health and my destiny. Looking back, it's clear to me that Popp has been an unexpected guardian angel in my life, a guiding hand that appeared at my darkest moments. Twice he intervened in ways he probably doesn't even fully realize, at times when I was at my lowest and most vulnerable. The first time with a message of hope, a beacon of light in the darkness, and a second time with information that for me felt like a lifeline thrown in the dark, a chance to fight back against a seemingly insurmountable foe. I was one of the very first members of the regiment, and in a way, I feel like I've seen the power of community and shared experience firsthand. It's more than just music or laughter. It's about connection, about hope, and about finding strength in unexpected places. And for me, Popp and the community around him have been those unexpected places, offering help and hope when I needed them the most. I'm eternally grateful for his kindness, his compassion, and his unwavering commitment to helping others. He's a true testament to the power of the human spirit and the importance of community. Your friend with kindness and immense gratitude. Redacted.
First of all,
Wow.
not a nice guy, and I'm not a good person. You know, that compassion stuff, that's just an act.
Such a dick, bro.
Don't tell anyone, please. Just an act.
What we should say is that the guy really knows how to write. That is an extremely well-written letter.
Yeah. I wish every story that we got for this show was as well written as that one.
But how many times have I said this? Like, no one's riding to the rescue. Not even I. I don't have the resources. All I can really do is ride by, throw out a bag of fucking tools.
Yeah.
So you can, build your own apparatus to get the hell out of there and not get syphilis.
You got to be your own knight in shining armor.
That's right.
'cause most of the time, no one's coming.
That's right.
It's
You're on your fucking own.
It's absolutely true. We can help each other out, but man, when it comes right down to it.
I mean, I wish I had a couple $1 billion to my name. I would overturn the apple cart of divorce court in a heartbeat.
You ain't kidding.
I would be they'd have to assassinate me. I'm really...
And let's be honest, everyone who actually had the best interests of this country at heart, that's usually what happens.
That's right. But listen, that was a really good letter, man. I don't usually get swampy-eyed over shit like that.
Here, you want a tissue? You have a cock instead.
You got to throw him your dong there, even though your dong's a little small, I got to say.
Because it's white.
Yeah. I mean, it came in a pink envelope.
Ooh, doesn't it usually?
Yeah. I went and got all of the mail. I got all the mail, I think, yesterday.
Not bad.
Unless you're one of those 50 guys, in the case, it's not a pink envelope.
Wow. And we get, every now and again, I'll get people who are like, yeah, can you send me the anti-cancer thing? And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I have it bookmarked in my email.
Yeah, and I actually tried to get goat belly.
Yeah.
To actually
I want him to come on the show. But I know he's an evil genius. He's a busy dude. I get it.
No. He's just done.
He's done.
He is burned out, walled out, and stalled out. I mean, he did all that military time. He spent almost 10 years in Afghanistan as a military and contractor.
Ah, damn.
And now he lives in his little compound in Texas.
He's just
like, I'm putting that all behind me. I spoke my piece, and we're good.
Goomba Gary's in the chat. The guy who sent me the dong, he's like, I chose pink on purpose, Blake. I bet you did. You wanted to stuff your dong in a tight little pink envelope is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm actually...
One last ride for the Vietnamese dong.
I might actually drive down there to hang out with old Goat Belly. I haven't seen him in forever.
It's awesome, man. Hey, well, you ever want to go down there while I'm in Texas visiting the fam? It's a big-ass place, but... Yeah, I got two branches of family down in Texas. My bro lives down there in Corpus, and then my wife's family all lives over in West Texas.
Yeah, but he was on my LURS team back in the day, right?
Yeah. And
this one operation we're doing, basically, it was a 3-day, drill for the National Guard.
Mm-hmm.
But they would drop us off, and we had the whole map sheet of Grayling, and they'd drop us off in the far left of the map sheet. And okay, we're going to pick you up in the upper right corner on Sunday. Make it happen.
Do it.
And it was November. We're walking, and it starts raining, of course.
Of course.
And it's 35 degrees. We're all right on the edge of hypothermia.
Ooh.
Instead of stopping, we just walked all that night and half the next day. And then we put together a camp. And we just waited to get picked up by the trucks.
Win-win.
And it's raining. It's freezing cold. We're trying to start a fire. And it was a whole team effort. I pulled out the old DEET mosquito juice because it's flammable as hell. Totally carcinogenic.
Oh!
But our hands are so frozen. I am holding the book of matches. And Goat Belly's got both his hands. And he's just
yeah, exactly.
And then he looks up and goes, we're going to die, aren't we? And I'm like, no, let's keep going. So finally we get it going. We get the fire going there. And we're like, ah. And that night, we heated some food and we're underneath, we call it a hooch. It's basically two rain ponchos. And I'm laying there and he's trying to eat. And it's just pitch black. And I feel the tuna and noodle envelope on my face. And then the spoon is as he's eating it. And I'm like, are you almost done? He goes, yeah, why? Because I can feel the spoon on my face. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Or maybe it was just shaped like a spoon.
Ooh.
That was a rough one, man.
I said the only thing worse than waking up to find like a dick drawn on your forehead is finding out it was traced. Okay.
That'd be bad. And he's the one that burned his crotch. Basically, his BDU crotch. He basically burned it off. Luckily, he didn't burn his tube steak.
Ugh.
But he's literally standing over the fire, and I'm like, "Hey, you're gonna catch on fire. I'll be fine." I look away, and all of a sudden, I hear rolling around on the ground. And now he only had one uniform, so it's like nothing but bare nuts and burnt skin. So we're like waiting to get picked up by the truck, and finally I'm like, "Hey, Goat Belly, can you put a sock over that thing?" So we put a sock over his junk, and we're getting in the truck, and the other guys, from the platoon are like, "So what was going on this weekend?"
I mean,
Oh my
I
God.
can't imagine, like, because like one of the first reactions that anybody has when catching on fire is to try to smack it out.
It's over
right?
his nuts.
Like it's on your nuts. You're like, oh. You get that 3-second delay before the pain hits. Oh, I'm still on fire, motherfucker.
He made this like mouse squeak, like, and he like jumped into the air, and I just heard the. He must have slapped his groin about 100 times before he hit the ground, and then rolled it out.
Funny.
I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, dude, are you gonna need a skin graft? He's like, no, the hog is fine.
just give me a tube sock and a scrunchie.
I told him, like he's walking around. I'm like, you need to cover that up,
I
man.
don't want to look at
Put a sock over that shit.
it. Meat gazing by proxy over here.
He was the combo guy, and he was awesome at it. That was pretty funny.
We love you, Goat Belly. No homo.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Popp for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.